Okay, so Assalamu alaikum. Yes, what we're gonna deal with today is that we're gonna revisit Microsoft Excel and see how we can define functions, execute them, and we're gonna talk about if statements, conditional statements, statements that have multiple conditions, if statements that have more than two outcomes, outcomes. Last time, we've only seen how to do an if statement containing two cases, either ناجح or راسب. Okay, so let me first start by sharing my screen like so. If any of you have any questions or you want to stop me at any step of the way, feel free to do so. Okay, so first we're gonna open Microsoft Excel. Before that, is my screen visible to you guys? Okay, fantastic. Let's start by searching for Microsoft Excel here. Press enter. Now, this is the welcome screen. We can select a blank workbook. We're going to start from scratch. Let's go and resize everything. Let's increase the size of the columns and lines we're going to need so that everything is clearer, more visible to you guys. Okay, so this is name, same, grades, yes, and then the general grade and the remark associated with it. Let's do an example containing, I don't know, maybe the cases. We have قريب من الجي قريب توبيخ ثم انذار ثم متوسط ثم لوحة شرف تهنئة وامتياز. Okay, let's say we have 6 available remarks. Okay, let's go with that. Now we press our mouse button and then we drag across the cells we want to make as a table. Okay, let's do 10 rows. Okay, now we go to the border tab and select the drop down menu and select all borders. This outlines every line in the selected cells with a border. Okay, like so. Excuse me. Yes. Okay, so let's increase the sizes of our lines so that everything is neat and tidy. Mhm. Okay, I think this is enough. Okay, let's go with name, family name. Okay, let's do, for example, evaluation, mark evaluation, the test, the exam, the final grade, and the note associated with the final grade. Okay, let's start by adding some makeshift people. Okay, A, B, doesn't really matter, C, D, E, F. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna give each one of them a mark that would generate like a final grade that would give us a different note for each person, so that we can see the function at work. We can see all the cases included in the if statement, uh, included in the notes column. Okay, so let's start. For example, let's give this person horrible marks. Okay, 3, maybe 5. Exam, let's go with a 1. And then here, what I want to do is to include a function here that calculates the final grade based on the three grades given here in the three previous cells. Okay, so what I can do is select the cell that I want to include the function in. I want to execute the function in, and then press f of x here at the top. Now I can select this one of these functions, or I can include the function manually. Okay, so here we can search for a function from these ones here: sum, average, if, hyperlink, count, max, save. We have multiple functions that we can choose from. Okay, so let's go with the sum. The sum of what? We can either use these here, or we can select the cells that we want to sum. Okay, this gives us a sum, but notice here I don't simply want to sum up everything. What I want to do is equal sign, what equal 3 times 0.25 plus the test times 0.25 plus the exam times 0.5. This gives us the final grade. Okay, so in order to refer to the content of this cell right here, C2, exactly, we're going to multiply this by 0.25, a quarter. it's the corner of a mark, okay? And then we're gonna add this to this cell. Notice now I'm not writing the cell's reference, okay? I'm selecting the cell, and Excel understands what I mean, and it includes the cell in the formula, okay? We multiply this by 0.25 also, then we add another plus sign and select the final cell to be included here. This cell will be multiplied by 0.5 because it's an exam, okay? When I press enter, it executes the function, okay? Another way we can do this in order to avoid clutter and avoid essentially long lines that do not make sense, we can just highlight the cell where we want to execute our function and then go to this long line right here. Here I can write my function, okay? Equals C3 times 0.25 plus D3 times 0.25. Notice that it highlights each cell with a different color, okay? Plus E3 times 0.5, okay? Now we press enter. It's a 0 because we don't have any values assigned to these cells, okay? Let's fill them, okay? Let's go with 7. Notice that when I enter a value, the value of the final grade changes, because whenever you change a value of a cell, if that cell is included in a function, whenever you change the content of a cell that's included in a function, it re-executes the function, and it gives us a different output, okay? So when I add, for example, let's do 9, it recalculates the final grade, and now it gives us a 4, okay? Now let's give this person an 8, and the final grade is 8, okay? So here let's go with 10, 10, and 10. Notice here that it didn't apply anything to this cell, okay? Because the function wasn't written in this cell, okay? Let's see. When I highlight this cell, notice now when I highlight this cell, just a second. Now notice when I highlight this cell, here in the f of x section, we have the function applied in this cell, which is C3 times 0.25 plus D3 times 0.25 plus E3 times 0.5, okay? But the cell right below it has no function applied to it. So even if I fill in the cells included that are supposed to be included in the calculation of the final grade, it does no calculations because no function is applied to the cell, okay? One way to apply the function to this cell is to grab this corner right here, the bottom right corner, and then until we see a black cross or a black plus sign, and then we grab it and drag everything. This copies the content, not the content, the function applied to the cell, and it applies it to the cells below, okay? Notice that now we have zeros, all zeros. Now when I finish dragging this box right here, notice that I have a little thingy appearing right here, with a drop down menu. The hint, what does the hint say? It says auto autofill options. Okay, when I select this, copy, notice which option, what options appear before me. Copy cells, fill formatting only, fill without formatting, or flash fill. Okay, we leave it as a default for now. Okay, now whenever I notice that, now that when I highlight the cells, every one of them, each one of them has the function applied to it. Okay, but notice that the sixth cell only needs C6, D6, and E6. The seventh will need C7, D7, and E7. Exactly what I want. Okay, so now let's finish adding our data. Okay, so let's go with 11, 12, 11. Okay. Uh -huh. Okay, so now let's do 13, 11, 14. Notice that each time I add a value, it changes the value of the final grade, because whenever you change the value of a cell included in the calculation of a certain function, the function is re-executed with each change to any of the cells included in it. Okay, now let's give him 12. Let's go with a 9. Okay, now let's go 15, 16, 15. Now let's go with 20, 28, 18.5. Okay, so now what we want to do is, in accordance with each student's final grade, we give a different note. Okay, so if the grade is between 2 and 5, we give a note saying, for example, in Arabic, let's say tawbih. If the grade is greater than 6 and less than 10, we give him in there. If the grade is between 10 and 12, we give him lawhat sharaf. Then let's go with I don't know, mutawassit, then lawhat sharaf, then tahni'ah, then it doesn't really matter. What I want to tell, what I want to show you is you can apply an if statement that contains more than two options. Okay, let's see what we can do. Okay, so let's select the cell that where we want to apply this, and let's go with, okay, if, let's go with if, oh, mhm. Now notice that it gives me a hint. It's the syntax of the if function. If, then what comes after the if is the logical test, is the condition. The condition that if it was true, then after the comma what we have is the value of the cell if the logical test is true. And then after the second comma is the value of the cell if the test, the logical test, is false, is not verified. Okay, let's see what we can do. Okay, so if the test. What is that? For example, if f2 f2 is less than or equal to 6, let's write double quotations and let's say توبيخ. Okay, now let's add a comma. Excuse me. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, welcome. Now we're seeing one of your classmates gave me a question the other day in a previous session. She asked if we can do if statements that contain more than two cases. Okay, so now we're doing an example of, for example, calculating the general grade of a student and then giving them a note based on that grade. Okay, so if the mark, the final grade, is less than 6, less than or equal to 6, we write توبيخ. If it's greater than 6 and still inferior to 10, we write in there. And so, if it's greater than 10 and between 10 and 12 or between 10 and 13, we write متوسط. For example, we have more than two cases essentially. Okay, so we're just writing the function. Mhm. Now, notice that what I have done here is if the F2, the content of the cell F2, which is 2.5, is inferior or equal to 6, the value of the cell G2, excuse me, of the cell G2 is توبيخ. Else we should do another if statement inside the original if statement, because if this statement F2 is not inferior or equal to 6, we should do another test. We should verify if it is indeed still inferior to 10 but greater than 6. Okay, let me first write the test. F2 now is inferior to 10, then we write in there. Let's go with in there. Oh geez. If not, we should do another test to verify if the student's mark is superior to 10 but under, let's say, 14. Now if F2 is Now less than 13. Let's go with 14. Okay, let's go with 13. Okay, now what is left is MTS. Okay, so now we should close all parentheses. Okay, so okay, notice that two parentheses are green here. The last if's parentheses are closed. Now the third if is closed. Now the second one, and now the first one. Okay, everything is done. Now what this is called is a nested if function. Let's execute it and see if it works. Okay, so here it gave us Tawbih. Let's apply it to the other cells. Okay, notice here that it gave us different results based on the final grades. Okay, what this is called is a nested if function. What does nested if function mean? A nested if function is an if function within another if function. Okay, a function within a function is called a nested function. In Arabic, masha, masha, a function within a function, within the scope of another function. Okay, so notice here we have the first case. If f2 is inferior, is less than or equal to 6, then we write tawbih. If this condition is not verified, it moves to the second test. It tests if f2 is less than 10. Okay, it writes in there. If neither of these two are verified, it verifies if the mark is inferior to 13, and it writes mutawassit if it's true. If it isn't true, then it verifies if the mark is inferior to 17. If so, it writes tahni'ah. If not, we don't need to do further verification. The only cases left are 17, 18, and 19, and 20, which are all included in MTS, as MTS. Okay, so here the execution order, the if function first verifies the first condition. If the first condition is verified, it writes tawbih, and then it doesn't verify the other. All the other jargon are not verified. Okay, It doesn't verify if the mark is under 10 or the mark is if the mark is indeed under 6, it writes tawbih, then that's that. If not, it verifies if the mark is under 10. If it isn't verified, it moves to the other condition and so on, okay? So whenever it reaches the condition that is verified by the final grade, it executes that and it doesn't move forward. It doesn't need to check any other cells, okay? So this is called a nested if function, okay? Do you have any questions? Miss Munira, do you have any questions? Everything's clear. Okay, so concerning the materials for your exam, I will be working on preparing you some PowerPoint presentations, one about Microsoft Word, one about Microsoft Excel, one about Microsoft PowerPoint, okay? They will be animated and everything, okay? So that you can understand everything clearly, okay? When I'm done with them, I will send you the materials, okay? Yes, yes, I will send them as soon as I'm done with them. As soon as I'm done with them, yes. Uh, you can start by, if you have any questions or any, I don't know, problems, you can either ask me or you can watch the videos that I uploaded to YouTube. I've uploaded other videos to YouTube, okay? So I've uploaded other videos to YouTube about the Office Online and everything, Microsoft Excel, Word, PowerPoint, okay? And I will supplement them with the PowerPoint presentations I told you about, okay? Um, so, is the exam schedule fixed already or no problem, no problem. Not yet. You haven't chosen the order of your exams. Okay, 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 no problem. So, I'm gonna upload this video to YouTube as uh, as a part two to the Excel uh, lesson that we've done. Maybe I think it was a month and a half ago or more, maybe more. Okay, so if and I don't know if your classmates told you, after the exams I'm gonna give you assignments to help you earn extra marks, okay? After the exams, so you have ample time to do them, okay? If there are no questions, uh, Miss
Sir,
Romaisa. Yes.
we were there in
Oh,
that
okay,
session.
okay, okay.
Sir, concerning the Moodle,
Yeah.
sir, how can we avoid using Moodle?
Everybody is trying to avoid using Moodle. What I told you last time is that they forced us to use Moodle. Okay, the ministry wants to use Moodle, but what I've done is I've uploaded my courses to YouTube. Okay, I've uploaded my courses to YouTube, and you can watch them there. Of course, I will include the links in Moodle, and
So
even
can you send the links to the delegate?
I've sent them to you. You gave me a list of your emails.
The
Your
links of the YouTube channel?
Yeah, yes. I sent you the link to Excel. Okay. If you want, I can send you the link to Moodle, and then when you enter, you don't have to have an account.
Okay.
Just you can just enter as a guest. There is an option دخول كضيف, and then you can watch the videos by clicking the links. They will redirect you to YouTube where you can see all the videos, okay? And once I'm finished preparing the PowerPoint presentations I told you about last time, I will upload them to Moodle, and I will send you the links via email, and I will send you the materials via email, so you don't have to use Moodle if you don't want to, okay?
Okay, okay.
Okay. So if there are no further
Thank you, sir.
questions, no problem. If there are no further questions, you're free to go. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you
No
so much.
problem. No problem.
Have a nice one.
Okay. Thank you.